Welcome back. Joining us now is Africa 54 health correspondent Linord Moudou with a look at how the Ebola outbreak might create a food crisis. Linord.
Hello, Vincent. The threat of hunger is tracking closer behind the spread of Ebola across the affected West African nations. As the disease kills farmers and their families, well, it is also driving workers from the fields and creating food shortages. The UN Food and Agriculture Organization says the world's worst Ebola epidemic has endangered harvests and triggered soaring food prices in West Africa. The FAO says restrictions on people's movements and the establishment of quarantine zones to contain the spread of the hemorrhagic fever have led to panic buying, food shortages, and price hikes.
The people who used to work the fields are not working the fields. The people who used to drive the lorry are not driving the lorry. So some of the impact of this health crisis goes beyond just health. It's now affected the fiber of society.
Since it was first reported in the forest region of Guinea in March, Ebola has killed more than 4,000 people. It crossed into Liberia and Sierra Leone and has triggered smaller outbreaks and cases in Nigeria and Senegal. As governments from the United States to China and Cuba sent troops and medics to the affected corner of Africa in an attempt to contain the epidemic, relief agencies are scrambling to ward off the humanitarian crisis threatening hundreds of thousands along with the health disaster. The Ebola impact is wrecking rural farming areas in Liberia and Sierra Leone, which are still recovering from the civil wars of the 1990s. Agriculture drives economic growth in all three countries hardest hit by Ebola.
What you're having here is going from a health emergency to really a humanitarian emergency, food security issues, or insecurity, I should say, which is affecting people's ability to nurture themselves or their families. And so some of the aspects that we are seeing with this human tragedy is now having a ripple effect throughout all of society. And two of the three countries in West Africa have just come out of civil wars. So some of the security and the stability is of concern and needs to be monitored.
The World Food Programme is trying to provide food to around 1 million people in Liberia, Guinea and Sierra Leone, and the FAO warns the problem is likely to intensify in coming months. And that's our Africa Health Report for today. Back to you, Vincent.
Well, Linord, thank you very much. And now be sure to watch Linord Moudou's health reports every Tuesday and Thursday right here on Africa 54.